friends on SpeedGaming 3. Welcome into the Super Metroid Triple Bingo Tournament. We have on the left, Feral, and on the right, MrGuyAverage. This will be games 1 and 2, a best of 3 series. Looks like our runners are off, and we'll have the card posted for you in a second. So Triple Bingo, pretty simple concept. They'll have the 5x5 card that the runners just received on go. They will have to choose for themselves any 3 lines on the card to complete. Can be any combination of rows, columns, or diagonals. And our runners did not get the pleasure of viewing the card until right when they started, so they have Sarah's station here to try and run and read the card as well as they can and think of a plan here. So we're also being greeted by the card. Let's take a little look at it. So this card seems pretty okay. Does not look like there's any lower nor fair necessary on the card. A lot of good Meridia combinations here. One thing that's kind of interesting, there's a couple... Actually, there's one skip space jump tile, and there's also a tile where you need to get space jump. They're the high jump boots, speed booster, and space jump tile. I kind of imagine that center tile, the collect plasma beam and skip space jump, will be something the runners don't do, just because there's no other goal on here, it looks like, that requires plasma beam. Plasma's pretty far out of the way. Looking at it though, I don't hate row 1. Row 1 is pretty okay. You can combine it pretty well with column 5 there, so row 1 has the finish and x-ray scope room, and column 5 has collect x-ray scope and skip grapple beam. And honestly, that might combine well with column 4 as well. Column 4, if you're already getting all 40 Meridian missiles, which is probably the worst tile in this combination. The rest of everything else is pretty free. The thing that kind of stinks about the 40 Meridian missiles is just that each sand pit has its own missile pack, so you have to go down and around both sand pits, which is a little bit slow. But not too bad if you've got space jump and all the nice movement items. If you were to combine it with column 2, you wouldn't be able to do column 5. And I don't know, I kind of like just getting charge beam as a safety in bingo, but it's not really necessary. But getting grapple beam involves killing Crocomire, which is a little bit slow if there's nothing else on the board that requires Crocomire. I don't too much love row 4 with the collect all 60 Brinstorm missiles. I think that's slightly more annoying than doing all 40 Meridian missiles. So I'm going to go with row 1, column 4, and column 5 as my favorite combination. We'll see what our runners come up with. They might still be trying to decide. One thing I like to look for is if Criteria Map Station is on the card, and it does not look like it is today. So you don't have to worry about skipping that your first time through up here. But otherwise, most of the time in Bingo, the start is pretty standard. I think this card is really strong if you go to Fantoon first. There is a tile, the Norfair Reserve Tank or Wreck Ship Reserve Tank. If you do Fantoon first, you can't really get the Wreck Ship Reserve Tank because you won't have Speed Booster. But getting a Norfair Reserve is pretty easy if you're getting speed anyway. Our friends are taking on Bomb Chorizo. MGA. Not quite getting all 5 little pea shooter shots, so he does get the head blown off. Farrell's fight a little bit faster, help him make up a little bit of time. I know that MGA is a big old route runner, really loves old route, but I know he's capable of going Fantoon first if he has to. Farrell? I am making an assumption that he is a new route runner. He is practicing some really fancy trickery over the moat, doing kind of a wall jump off the side of the pillar on the moat and into like a diagonal bomb jump. Yeah, most runners of Super Metroid who are really fast with really great times have gone on to do the new route mainly. MGA is one of those who's really grinding down the old route, the crate first. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see these two runners split the series. It's just really insane movement all around. MGA just barely dodging that Brinstar Reserve Tanky. That's a very common tile, so it's kind of funny that the Brinstar Reserve Tank is not on this card at all today. Brinstar Map Station, however, is. And MGA and Farrell looks like they're both going for both of these green missiles back here. So that could indicate a collect all 60 Brinstar missiles. That or possibly the 75 plus missiles. Nice. Reverse of that bridge. I feel like it has a name, but I can't think of it right now. But reverse mock ball under those gates is really, really tight. It's nicely done there. MGA going for the missile recharge station, and looks like Farrell is as well. That tile is somewhere. That tile is column 5, row 2. Row 2 is not terrible, I just don't like it as much as column 5. So I'm just going to assume they're doing column 5. I think we're getting a Spore Spawn out of MGA. That's there in column 2, row 5. Defeat Spore Spawn and Batoon. A lot of times people go to spore spawn a little bit later in the run, especially if they have to do another round of Brinstar to kind of clean up either like the E-tanks, the power bombs, or the extra super missiles that lie around. Reason being is you just want to have a good number of supers for this fight. His spores will not drop supers for you. So MGA, I think he got a missile and a super in that round, but he'll have to use missiles for the rest. So this fight can actually take quite a long time. I think it's like 13 or 14 seconds per round. And he'll probably end up getting 4 rounds here, but we'll see. Yeah. Farrell did go ahead and pick up Charge Beam, so I know he's not doing Column 2 or Row 2. And we'll get to see the Sportsalon Super pick up the vanilla intended way. A little bit faster if you're killing Spore Spawn anyway. Just go ahead and do it like this. Farrell already up to Alpha PBs. See if he decides to collect this missile here. MGA also going for Charge Beam, so MGA must be doing Row 5 then. Which, while the 60 Brinstar missiles is fewer missiles than the 75, it's just a little bit trickier to come back and route in those last few Brinstar missiles. So I definitely like the 75 plus missile tile a lot better than collect all 60 Brinstar missiles. Getting the beta PBs from Farrell as well. There is a 15 plus power bomb tile here and a 30 plus. 30 is quite a few power bombs. You'll definitely want to revisit Brinstar at some point to collect the rest of those. So if you are doing 30 plus power bombs, it does pair kind of nicely with the all 60 Brinstar missiles. MGA on his way up as well. The extra missiles will kind of make this Fantoon fight pretty nice for Farrell. MGA as well. They both have a lot more missiles than you normally would in New Route. This mode, though, is really just the other worst room in the game. Farrell gets it with the horizontal bomb jump. We'll see how MGA does over the moat as well. You can get the CWJ, and you have a pretty quick setup if you miss it the first time, using that moonwalk to kind of scoot yourself back into the doorway without having to take the door transition again. Yeah, I'm thinking Farrell's definitely going for the 75 missiles. Possibly also the 60 plus Brinstar missiles, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a missile you pick up if you just need 3 more after Brinstar. There's no door transition for spooky missiles, but it's still a tiny bit slow to go get. Because you have to, like, you can't just run, you have to hop over all of these spikes. This Phantom fight is very scary for the average runner. Farrell definitely someone very experienced in doing this fight, so should be okay. But all the flames and Phantoon are doing 40 damage to him, and now he's in health bomb, so try to get some drop. He gets all small drops. Okay, he's okay now. Sometimes it's kind of like a blessing in disguise to get health bombed in this fight, but Farrell just did not get good drops from the flames and just didn't have a high assortment of flames to kill at the time. Oh, that was close. Would have had him there. Doesn't have any more supers though. There he goes. Nicely done. MGA looking really good on his health for this fight, and looks like Phantoon's almost dead. Should be dead after this. Yep. Wow. MGA made up quite a bit of time, I think, on the moat and the Phantoon fight. Yeah. His timer's peaking there, but I'm just going to assume he's about the same place as Farrell is as far as timer goes. Both going over and getting right side supers first. A little bit faster to do it this way, especially if you've gone and laid a power bomb to get you up through the mess of blocks there. The collect all 10 wreck ship super missiles as they're in row 3, column 1. I can see these guys going for column 1. I think that would make a lot more sense than row 3. I just don't see a good reason to get plasma beam. You'll see plasma beam done a lot, but in bingo, but that's generally when there's at least one other tile that involves plasma beam. Looks like MJ had a bit of a rougher attic, so he'll need to farm up some health here. The spikes are to hit for 60. Most of the time, oh, Farrell. I was gonna say, most of the time you can get over in 2 jumps when you don't have high jump boots. So you would only need more than 120. But Farrell, on his 3rd jump, took a little bit too long to actually jump, so got hit the 3rd time. MGA very smartly actually filling up so that he can actually take 3 hits if it came to that. with that 181. They're in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. I think the fish will kill him at this health. As long as he just is careful. The key hunter won't kill him, but the crab will. Thank you for fixing the timer. So yeah, they are synced pretty well. Feral not even gonna face the crab. Probably going to... I don't know what he's doing. Might be going to destroy a statue. There in row 1, column 3. This would be the best time to do it. So the statue means going to the Golden 4 room after you've defeated a boss and watching the little cutscene and then leaving the room. That's all it is. So some cards have a destroy 2 statue tile. Oh, he's not doing it. I'm a liar. Free tile, Feral. He's just running right past it. MGA going back down through Red Bryn. MGA being greedy. He wants the X-ray scope now. Going for this early X-ray play. Not insanely dangerous with the gravity suit. However, if he misses the deboost, which he does, he'll have to take a bomb jump. The thing is, when you do this, you also have to manage to get back. So it's not enough just to make it to the X-ray. You have to actually make it back through and have enough health for that. Because you do not want to be in a position where you're farming the wafers. Yeah, neither runner got the missiles in the above the ocean, I guess. Okay, MJ making it out alive. Interesting that he went for X-ray now when there is that finish-in X-ray tile. Right there in row 1. I guess they don't want to do the 40 Meridian missiles. I don't really blame them, but just saying, you're gonna be there. Feral has collected a lot of super missiles. All 15 Brinstar super missiles is on here. So is he? So he might be doing... I don't know. I think... Like, if he is not going for the 60 Brinstar missiles, I don't see him doing column 4. But I think... He might be going for the plasma. He might be doing a diagonal then. He might have weighed it out in his mind and decided that collecting plasma without space jump is faster than collecting all 40 of the missiles. And that very well may be true. It also is a convenient way to route in the Criteria Meridia elevator if you're near the plasma beam. Yeah, looks like he's gonna go for X-ray scope as well. I think that's the reason why he decided to collect that Wavegate E-Tank. Because there aren't any E-Tank tiles on here, just for extra safety for this, which is not a bad idea. Very nice, gets the D-boost across for the way in. So it looks very much like Farrell's doing row 3, bottom left to top right, and then probably column 5 with it. I think that would be the easiest one. He's already got one Brinstar missile recharge station. He'll have to go to the one in Kraid's lair. Doesn't need to defeat Kraid. So just a little in and out, a few room transitions, but not too bad. MGA collects the speed booster. He's still just on that one E-Tank. So it looks like he didn't even get the one in Hydra Boot's room. So I think I know pretty well what Farrell's doing. I'm not quite sure still what MGA's plan is. We'll see if he collects the ice beam on the way out of Norfair here. He is collecting his map station, the very rarely seen Norfair map station. So maybe he is doing... Yeah, if he's doing row 5 as well, then that would make sense. Collecting the ice beam. He may also be doing row 5, row 3, and column 5 as well. So he didn't get either of the Norfair or Wreck Ship reserves, so he's not doing bottom left to top right. So yeah, I think row 3, row 5, and column 5 for MGA. And row 3, bottom left to top right, and column 5 for Farrell. Which, yeah, honestly, Plasma Beam is probably faster than the 40 Meridian missiles. But I just love Space Jump, you know? Space Jump's so nice. Skipping it is sad. But also, I just think that kind of goes to show, like, that's not something like runners that are this good think about too much. Like, I think if you're more of an average runner or below average, Space Jump probably does a lot more for you than it does for them. There's that missile recharge station for MGA. Not muscle memorying into Kraid. That's good. Does still need another power bomb. So MGA might, after Dragon, he might take the sand pit down to Plasma, and in the right sand pit there's power bomb that he could pick up for his 15th. And I'm not certain what either of their missile counts are. Obviously, Feral has at least 60, and MGA has at least 50. There's a couple of really good missile packs on the way to Dragon here in Meridia that MGA could pick up. Most notably the precious missiles that are right there in the wall in the room before Dragon. Also, if he is taking the sand pit trip, he could pick up the missile that is in the sand pit with the power bomb. I feel like Feral has got to be quite close to the 75. Almost perfect Batoon. Just a few supers off there. But does have Spore Spawn and Batoon down. So not a huge difference between bottom left, top right, and row 5 for these runners. MGA just had to do Spore Spawn in the Northern map. Feral is going to have to pick up the Norfair reserve tank, and then he also had to pick up those extra super missiles. This fight for MGA, though, can be a little bit dangerous. He's got a large number of missiles to supplement with, but could probably only get away with like 2 Shine Sparks against Dragon before he's in pretty bad territory, in my opinion. We'll see how he handles it. Two easy missiles right before the Norfair Reserve, so that'll definitely be 75 for Feral. Which should satisfy two of his 3 remaining top left or bottom left to top right tiles. I think at this point MGA should just finish her off with ammo. Yep, and he does. What does MGA still need to do here? So he's got to go through to the sand pit, collect the power bomb there, and that missile. Then he'll need to get Plasma Beam. And then ride the Criteria Meridia Elevator. And then finish in a Shine Spark or a Crystal Flash. He's not going to be in a good place after the elevator to do a Shine Spark or a Crystal Flash. He doesn't have a lot of ammo for Crystal Flash. He could choose to do the elevator first and then go to Plasma last and Shine Spark in there. There's enough room to do Spark there. I think Farrell's got a little bit longer of a trek to go though. So he still has to defeat Dragon. And go get Plasma. Yeah, I don't think it's too far behind, but I think Farrell is a little bit behind. Maybe like 30 seconds, depending on how good his Batoon and Dragon fights go here. There's that 15th Power Bomb for MGA. And his 75th Missile. So Nickel up this way to get to the area where Plasma Beam is and that elevator that he intends to ride. He was very smart and collected a couple supers at that farm spot before going this way. He needs a super for that door. So he's gonna go ahead and collect Plasma first. Which is fine. I'm just trying to think of like what room he's going to do a Shine Spark in. I'm having trouble imagining it. Because he will not have Crystal Flash ammo. He also needs to not die. Poor Farrell is out of supers completely. He's got quite a bit more health than MGA did to do some Shine Sparks though. So he should be alright. Yeah. Crab Maze has enough floor to Shine Spark, doesn't it? I think you're right. Maybe not for me to do a Shine Spark, but MGA can do a nice short charge. So here we are at the Criteria Meridia Elevator. Rarely seen, but oh so fun. Farrell giving us a nice preview in chat. That would be chain damage from Shine Sparking Dragon as MGA finishes. So no harm in that death overall. GG to MGA, finishing with a time of 38 minutes and 23 seconds. Very fast time. Farrell probably would have been about a minute and a half behind. And yeah, Crab Maze did have enough floor to do a Shine Spark. We are going to take a small break and then have game 2 right after this. So please stay tuned. We'll see if Farrell can take game 2 and stay alive in the tournament. We will be right back.